No one tells you this part of the story. The part where old money, steeped in tradition, habits, and expectation, meets new purpose. The burning, restless drive that wants to break free, reshape, and remake everything. It's messy. It's uncomfortable. It's the collision of two worlds that look nothing alike, yet somehow must learn to dance if anything worth changing is going to happen. If this pains you, if you feel a knot in your gut or a fire rising in your chest when you think about legacy and meaning, know this: you're not alone. But you also can't stay stuck. Not now. Old money carries invisible chains, commitments made long ago, obligations woven into every move, rules you didn't write, burdens passed down like inherited shadows. It is history, yes, but also inertia, resistance, a quiet force telling you this is how things are done. Meanwhile, new purpose is restless, bold, raw, and impatient. It doesn't honor rules made by people no longer here. It wants to rewrite them. It's a pulse looking for a way out, an energy that refuses to be tamed. The clash between the past and the future isn't just a clash. It's a war for the soul of what comes next. Many founders and investors feel this rupture. It's like standing on a fragile bridge, one side built from tradition, trust, and fiscal security, the other side burning with vision, urgency, and a desire to build something wildly different. Yet crossing that bridge feels impossible without losing something precious. Sometimes everything you thought defined you. It is tempting to hold tight, to play safe, to keep everything as it was, because the what-ifs are terrifying. But here's the truth that most don't dare speak aloud. The very thing that cages old money also kills purpose. Comfort is a slow death for ambition. Systems made to preserve wealth often suffocate vision. Where you seek safety, you often find limits instead. The world tells you success means stability, predictability, playing by the rules. But deep down, that story is a lie. That narrative is outdated. The future belongs to those daring enough to unleash new purpose on old foundations, even when they threaten to collapse under the strain. The key to breaking out isn't to reject heritage or to discard wealth, it's to bring them together differently, to build something rare, something alive. It means tearing down tired assumptions about what wealth is for, not just a passive resource to preserve, but a dynamic force to unleash. To embrace paradox, the past and the future, security and risk, preservation and transformation, without trying to pick a side or run from the tension. The magic happens in the friction, not the comfort. For leaders watching this now, your greatest challenge is to build bridges that don't just connect generations, but ignite new purpose that charges through everything you've inherited. You have to be ruthless with comfort. You have to question every sacred rule and inherited truth. You must find courage to let go, sometimes of legacy itself, and make room for something new, even if that something isn't always understood or accepted right away. Ask yourself this: what parts of your heritage bind you? What silent agreements keep you from unleashing your truest vision? Where is the fear hiding that stops you from daring more? Because here's what separates the ordinary from the exceptional: those who burn rather than bend, who would rather rewrite the game than play it safe. This is who truly changes the course of history. But knowing this isn't enough. You need a plan, something smart, strategic, and fiercely practical to do this without losing what matters. That means building an infrastructure for new purpose inside old money's architecture. It's about creating spaces where freedom isn't just a word, but a lived reality. Spaces where questioning isn't punished but celebrated, where you align with people as fiercely driven as you are, not for comfort or consensus, but for revolution and rebirth. Start by becoming sovereign over your will. The old systems want you to follow rules, take orders, and defer to expectations. Break that. Own your decisions ruthlessly. This means saying no to anything that dulls your fire, including legacy pressures that don't align with your vision. Sovereignty begins with hard boundaries. Build them around what you value, be unapologetic, be deliberate, then be critical. Question absolutely everything. From family agreements to investment norms, from the way wealth moves to the stories you tell yourself about legacy. Don't stop until you hit the root of what no longer serves. This is where new purpose will ignite. Without this brutal honesty, nothing changes. The world rewards conformity, but you aren't here for that. Next, be transformative. Redefine what your legacy means, not just to those who come after you, but to you right now. Legacy can be about money, yes, but also about the impact and freedom you create today. Purpose is the antidote to stagnation. Purpose makes wealth fluid, alive, and a tool for real change instead of static security. You don't inherit a future, you create it. Choose your circle carefully. Alignment with those who burn as you do isn't optional. Old money often sticks with the same familiar faces, but new purpose demands you widen your lens. Seek those who challenge, who inspire, who carry that rare fire. Build with them. Draw strength from their contrast and vision. Together, you become a force that breaks through isolation and misalignment. And finally, be patient. Understand that transformation isn't instant. The long game is your ally. In a world chasing quick wins and headlines, your slow-burning fire will outlast the noise. You're building something eternal, fixing what no one else remembers to fix. That patience is power. Picture what this looks like. Families and founders standing tall not despite complexity, but because they've mastered the tension. Their wealth is more than numbers on paper. It's a living engine of impact, freedom, and visionary possibility. Walls between generations crumble, replaced by dialogue and trust fueled by clarity of purpose. Old money becomes fertile soil, not a cage. New purpose grows wild and fierce, rooted in timeless values but reaching for what's next. This transformation isn't just an idea. It's a movement rising quietly but powerfully. Those who refuse to settle, those ready to burn what holds them back and build something devastatingly real. A network of leaders who see beyond borders, beyond titles, beyond comfort. They find each other not by accident, but by design, sharing radical honesty and fierce loyalty. Together, they spark change that the system fears and can't stop. If you feel a spark right now, an itch that won't quit, that unbearable tension inside you that insists there's more, this message is for you. Not everyone is ready. This path isn't for the defensive or the complacent, but if you are, this is your invitation. To stop waiting for the world to change and start changing it yourself, to turn inherited wealth into radical freedom, to embrace the fire inside and hurl it into the future. This is not comfort, it's not ease, it's not safety. It's a call to arms for your soul, your mission to burn brighter, build deeper, and become more than the sum of what you're given. To stand at the edge, not to be held back by what was, but to leap toward what can be. Old money and new purpose aren't opposites. They're co-conspirators in a higher game. The game of liberation, transformation, and relentless becoming. And here's the promise. Once you step into this, once you start living this code, sovereignty, critical questioning, transformation, fierce alignment, and patient grit, you won't just survive the collision of old and new. You'll thrive in it. You'll become the flame that guides others who refuse to settle. You'll be part of the few who never stop becoming. And together, you'll unlock a future no one else even knows is possible.